back, guys, to Trails from Zero, where last episode, after heading out onto the East Crossbell Highway for a monster extermination, defeating a duo of savage horns, we continued the second day patrol with Tangram Gate, Armorica Village, and Central Square, purchasing new ornament covers for everyone. We soon choose our second support request to complete. Dieter Croix, the IBC CEO, has been one of the leading figures supporting Crossbell's economy. Apparently, he's been able to maintain profits all while keeping up his many philanthropic ventures. I've heard people say Adios doesn't grant people multiple talents, but she sure went all out with a man like Mr. Croix. And that's nearly the entirety of this place. Keep your speed to a minimum, please. The CPD's success is rooted in taking care of little things every single day. All right, everyone, let's give today everything we've got. You got it, Kate. Let's give it everything we've got, guys. During the anniversary festival next month, I'll be running a popcorn store. I'm lucky to have gotten a good spot. That's where you'll be, is it? Came by to scout some good spots. Make sure you stop by once I've got things up and running. Next to the police, right? Everyone in the city seems to be super busy with festival stuff. It's going to be so much fun. Why can't it start already? I don't know. They say members of the media were given free tickets to Arkansas's preview performance. In other words, they'll be experiencing it before anyone else. I've got to admit, I'm a bit... Okay, I'm extremely jealous. Arkansas's new show is so close. I can hardly contain myself. If only I can see that preview performance. One day. Where's Sight? Customers this early? Look, I'm not trying to brag, but this is easily the least popular shop in all of Crossbell. So can you let me enjoy my mornings a bit before having to deal with any of you guys? No. But equally, I know you probably don't have any new gear. Wondering if I should buy that, because we've encountered Deathblow now. And it is like the worst thing. I don't want to get Deathblow by anything. It's just so... Such a waste of time, isn't it? Okay, I'm not wrong in thinking that Zeit's just not here. It might be somewhere else in Crossbell then. Alright, let's report our monster extermination for some extra DP on the menu. Building up those points one by one. Or, you know, kind of bundles, but still. It's where Zeit's in, like, Lloyd's room. Didn't check out Lloyd's room because, well, Lloyd's not in there. Oh, there's some enthusiasts in the Empire collect railway models. Oh, the envy. If only I were born a noble. Since the models are handmade by artisans, they tend to get unbelievably expensive. If I ever became rich, I would retire early and gaze at railway models for the rest of my life. Well, Zeit isn't down there. Oh, why do we have to come during the off-season? Roaming the streets among the bustle of the city is the best part. Because it's cheaper? We originally planned to visit next month during the anniversary festival. Can't handle crowds though, so we came to relax before it gets packed. Equally, you can actually see the stuff. You don't have to wait. All the prices for everything will be cheaper. Can't go to the train station. So off we go to St Ursula's for our next quest. Mrs. and I are going to visit La Belle. Times department store's pretty crazy, but I heard the Beau's market is just as crazy. I think my husband fell in love with La Belle when he went to watch the martial arts competition 2 years ago. I think it's been a bad influence on me because I can't help but constantly wonder about what kind of place La Belle is. Whatever, I'm going to enjoy this trip to the best of my ability. I guess we should stop halfway to make sure that no one's on the beach again. But that was Tululu. It's always good to check, because of course we got like Copan up that way. You never know who might just randomly be here. Anywhere where we can figure out that NPCs might be appearing is someplace interesting to look at. But there's definitely not any here. I imagine they wouldn't go deep into Deathland, you know what I mean? Oh, I can't actually one-shot you. So these guys aren't low enough leveled. Interesting. Alright then, St Ursula Medical College. Not only the place of our next quest, but our next patrol area. Welcome to St Ursula Hospital. Lately, all I've been hearing about is that Archbishop troop. I sort of want to see them, to be honest. Question, who am I supposed to go to? St Ursula Hospital's first floor internal medicine office. When they mean first floor, do they mean this floor or... First floor is first floor, ground floor, first floor? Does the ground floor exist in this country? The anniversary festival is only a month away. Philia invited me to come along, but I don't know if I can take some time off yet. I hope you can. I'm pumped for it. I'll try, okay? Sounds like Randy invited her and her friends to the festival. I sure hope I can take some time off the festival. Well, if I keep working hard, I'm sure I'll be able to negotiate for a little break. That, maybe. That's all I can say. I recently confronted Cecile and asked her if she really is friends with Archbishop's Ilya Platier, and she said she was, just like that. I guess it wasn't a secret after all. Then you asked her to get tickets or something? I think I might have caught a cold after sleeping without a blanket on. I left the window open all night too, so I guess that's what I get for exposing myself to the bitter elements. You fool! This guy's asleep. Was I asleep? All this waiting caused me to doze off. Phew, that was a close one. Hospital waiting rooms are my true weakness. A few minutes in one and I'm fast asleep. They're dosing with sedatives and they don't know it. I have a business meeting today, so I really ought to get out of this sooner rather than later. This wait is taking forever. How is it not my turn yet? Randy will find a way. Hey, Randy Wills. Randy's Randy. He's gonna... Why would he give up? I couldn't help but get a little nervous when I learned my doctor's actually a professor, but he ended up being an excellent physician. It's hard to explain, but his way of speaking laid all of my worries to rest. I trusted him. I couldn't help but get a little nervous when I learned my doctor's actually a professor. It's good though. I was having a nice lunch over at the cafeteria, but then Kirsch kicked me out. No hospital staff allowed during lunch hours, she told me. And well, how could I argue with that? Oh dear, I really can't say no to her, can I? She certainly is an intimidating woman. You're not allowed food? Superintendent Kirsch and Malone both technically work on a chief clerk, but between you and me, I hear that the superintendent's got the chief wrapped around her little finger. Okay then. Which one is it? This one? Yes. Can I really trust them to come all this way for a request like that? Perhaps I should have asked the Bracer Guild after all. Either way, I don't particularly want to empty my wallet for such a simple errand. Hard to get a word in edgewise. Excuse me, sir. We're from the Crossbell Police Department Special Support Section. Oh, you came. I've been waiting for you. Come now, take a seat. Thanks, but we're all right. Standing's just fine. Would you mind explaining the details of your support request, Doctor? Yes, of course. My request is simple, really. I need you to retrieve a certain herb that we use in our internal medicine lab. It's called Lupinus Grass. Sadly, it's become something of a rarity these days. Lupinus, as in the Lupinus River, which flows through Crossbell City Harbour? Could be. So you want us to find the grass ourselves and bring it back here? No, not exactly. All I need for you is to obtain some from the Crossbell Cathedral. They should have a small reserve supply of the herb. Archbishop Eralda has already agreed to my request, so I would like for you to go there as my representative and pick it up. I'd go myself normally, but I'm a bit preoccupied at the moment. I think we can oblige, Dr. Lago. You said Archbishop Eralda of the Crossbell Cathedral. That's him. Thanks for the help. Once you get the Lupinus Grass, please bring it back here straight away. So a rare herb retrieval has begun. Right. Crossbell Cathedral, Archbishop Eralda. Oh, and just so you know, the Archbishop can be quite moody, even more so than me. Be sure to mind your manners around him. Okay then. I may as well check out this section as well while I'm here. There's one particular engineer who I respect above all others. She's Erica Russell, daughter of the famous Professor A. Russell, and she currently works at LaBelle CCF. Despite being in such a male-dominant field, she's claimed her place as the leading authority of orbital technology in LaBelle. May not be in the same position, but as a fellow woman, I strive to achieve the same level of greatness in the medical field. Professor Erica Russell's intelligence and prowess when it comes to orbital technology are even on par with her father's. May not be in the same position, but she does strive to reach it. Chief Ursula not only serves as the chief of our department, but also as an associate professor. Still, she usually prefers to hold herself up in a lab researching, rather than give lectures. In that sense, she's in a pretty unique position here at St Ursula. Do you remember when those delinquents were brought to the hospital a couple of months ago? A chill ran down my spine the moment I heard about it, just thinking that Kien's might be one of them. And yet, even after all that turmoil, he still chooses to stick with that gang of his. Goddess above. I wish he would stop giving me so much to worry about. Seems that my son doesn't think too well of me. For years now, work has caused me to be an absentee father. I suppose it's no wonder Kien's doesn't respect me. Perhaps I'm partially to blame for my son getting wrapped up with those delinquents. Well, at least he's, possibly understanding that it's maybe environmental the reason too. We'll be back to sweep the rest of St Ursula as soon as we grab this rare herb. You're not a bus stop. I don't know why I try to talk to you. Sir, you a bus stop, sir? So this is still counted as outside the city limits. So I have to enter before I can actually travel to the other side. Is the... Oh, okay. I was going to say, is the Crossbell Cathedral part of that fast travel list, considering it's so close? No. Who am I actually speaking to? I'm assuming it's this guy on the left. It's a really big assumption. Oh, can I help you with something? This is the office of Archbishop Eralda. You can't simply barge in here. Oh no, one can simply do that if they wish. Archbishop would have been the key, wouldn't it? But he seems quite nice and not grumpy. Welcome to Crossbell Cathedral. What may I ask brings you all here today? You're Archbishop Eralda, correct? We're the special support section of the CPD, here about one of our support requests. Oh, on duty are we? Yes, sir. We received a request from the doctor in charge of the internal medicine department at St Ursula Hospital, Dr. Lago. I believe he contacted you about getting a sample of the Lupinus Grass you have here. Unfortunately, he's very busy back at St Ursula, so he asked us to retrieve the herbs in his stead. Wait a moment. Lago. You did say Dr. Lago, yes? I did indeed receive a letter from him just the other day, but this is the first I've heard of such a request. There's got to be some mistake. Oh, there's no mistake. The reason for this is quite simple. I've made it my prerogative to ignore every letter sent by this doctor of yours. But what? But why? Has no business of yours. Besides, I already swore upon the goddess to uphold this solemn vow. Hey, Lloyd, something tells me Dr. Lago didn't exactly give us all the details. Yes, it would appear that they have a rather complicated relationship. That puts us in a kind of tight spot, doesn't it? Still, we accepted the doctor's request. It's our duty to follow through no matter how difficult the Archbishop may be. Excuse me, Archbishop Eralda. What is it? We were informed by Dr. Lago that he intends to use all the herbs for internal medicine research. Considering how renowned St. Ursula is as a medical institution, I'm sure those herbs would go a long way in helping future patients. We don't intend to ask any personal questions about you and the doctor's relationship. However, despite your differences, is it not at all possible for you to let Dr. Lago have some of the Lupinus Grass? It seems as though you four have misunderstood me. When did I say that I wouldn't hand over the herbs? Huh? You will find the Lupinus Grass in my office toward the back of the sanctuary and on the left. If you tell Father Renton that you should have my permission, he should supply you the grass without any problems. Now I say this conversation has reached its end. Go on, get going. Thank you, sir? Well then. That took less convincing than I was expecting. Did we even actually convince him to do anything in the first place? It sounded like he'd intended to give it to us anyway. I'm still confused about the whole ordeal. Would it not be wise to pick up the Lupinus Grass before he changes his mind? We definitely should. You said it was the office in the back left, right? Let's hurry over. This is confusing. He wouldn't give it directly or something, but he can break his vow by doing it this way round? The Lupinus Grass is stored in my office toward the back of the sanctuary on the left-hand side. Speak to Father Renton when you get there. He will give you what you need. What is it? You still see nothing from... You still need something from me? No, sir. It's a bit weird. Oh, how can I help you? This is the office of Archbishop Eralda. You can't simply barge in here. Yeah, I heard. Oh, sorry about that. With the special support section of the CPD. See... Lloyd explained that the SSS had Archbishop Eralda's permission to pick up some Lupinus Grass. Ah, I see. You already have the Archbishop's approval, then that's fine. Very well, wait just a minute then. Here, one sample of Lupinus Grass. If you've wondered about the name Lupinus, it's actually from an old world meaning wolf. And this particular herb has a fascinating history, said that it was gifted to mankind by the divine wolves a long, long time ago. It could once be found in abundance near Crossbell City, but all the recent development has caused it to become scarce. I think I remember my grandfather telling me the same story when I was little. Really? I never knew about it. That just raises another question. If the grass is so rare, why would Archbishop Eralda just hand it over like this? Can't say I understand it either. I got the vibe that he's not the biggest fan of Dr. Lago. I admit I am at least a little curious about this apparent drama between them. Oh, you're talking about the bad blood between the Archbishop and Lago. It's not really a secret around here. You see, before he was a doctor, Lago was originally studying to be a priest at this very cathedral. Dr. Lago wanted to work in the church. There's nothing strange about the notion, actually. When it comes to internal medicine, even the most cutting-edge medical science isn't too far off from healing techniques the Septian Church will often study. This is true. Church is known for its research into medicinal treatments and the like. Why exactly did Dr. Lago leave to join the medical college? Supposedly he was scouted out by the hospital's director at the time. Despite learning everything he knew about general medicine from Archbishop Eralda, he also had a strong ambition to take on the challenge of modern medicine, so he ended up leaving the path of priesthood. The Archbishop tends to be a bit hard-headed, so he's had trouble forgiving Dr. Lago for leaving the path of the clergy. I get that. Lago's move probably felt like a stab to the back. While stubborn as the Archbishop may be, he knows when it's important to set aside his personal feelings for the greater good. The fact that he allowed you to have those herbs is a prime example. In other words, though he may scowl at the mere mention of Dr. Lago, he at least still has respect for his abilities as a physician. So from what I am hearing, those two do not have a complicated relationship after all. They in fact have an obnoxiously complicated relationship. Isn't that a bit too blunt, Tio? Either way, in the end we got what we came here for. Let's go and deliver these to Dr. Lago before doing anything else. Stubborn as he may seem, the Archbishop is actually a very sensible person when it comes down to it. Beneath the hard-headed front he puts on, I have no doubt he truly recognizes Dr. Lago's ability. Well, let's head back then. Do you know what? On our patrol here, I've already forgot what we're actually supposed to do. As in, to, like, move on the story. I'm just sucked into doing said patrol. So I should probably check, just in case I accidentally do the trigger without realizing it. That would be dumb. That, like, would really, truly be dumb, wouldn't it? Too bad I can't read it during the... I feel like we should be able to read it while we're waiting for the bus to pull up. Okay, Detective, Chapter 2. Going to the IBC. There we go. IBC last. Harbour District, then IBC. Good to know. Maybe I was automatically going relatively the right ways to avoid doing that. I'm more of one of those people that it doesn't... Sometimes like, the information doesn't go in properly. Properly. English, I'd say. But it's just like sinking around in the back of the mind. So it's still like guiding me, but I'm not actually aware of it. Oh, back already. Did you get the Lupinus Grass like I asked? Yes, sir. Would you mind checking that everything's in order? Yes, it's just what I needed. You have my thanks. Now, well, I'm sure the Archbishop told you some stories about me, didn't he? No, nothing in particular. Apparently he did not even open the letter you sent, Doctor. I knew it. I never received a reply, so I figured he must have never bothered to read it. So that whole thing about him agreeing to the deal was a lie. Well, it wasn't easy getting the stuff since we came with no appointment. I truly am sorry about that. It's hard to talk about these sort of things. Due to our strained relationship, I turned to the special support section to go in my stead. That's the truth. One of the priests there filled us in. Despite his stubbornness, I'm almost positive that Archbishop Eralda approves of the path you chose, Dr. Lago. Is that so? No, I've always respected him. That much has never changed. Someday when medical care has progressed and become more accessible, I'll meet with him to apologize and thank him for all he's done. I think he would really appreciate that, sir. Anyway, you've been a great help to St Ursula. If I need anything else, I'll give the SSS a call. Anytime, Doctor. Right, 2 quests for the day complete. Let's finish up this sweep. I'm in your debt, everyone. Now I have a lecture coming up, so I'm afraid I'll have to excuse myself. If I need anything else, I'll give the SSS a call. We're building up our customer base, you could say, in a weird way. Clientele. Gotta stop by Shizuku as well, after all. That's an important part of our day. I'm finally having my surgery later. They told me my surgeon's going to be Dr. Beldine, so that's reassuring, but the butterflies won't go away. Dr. Beldine. My next operation is a relatively minor one, but I absolutely will not take any shortcuts. Surgeons hold an obligation to the patient and themselves to follow their credo. This isn't a field you could afford to be sloppy in. What kind of shortcuts would you take? Well, it's not the certain sleeping guy we know. Didn't complain about his son or anything like that. Still can't wrap my head around the fact that one of my co-workers is absolutely best friends with Ilya Pladier. Do you think it'd be weird to ask Cecile if she could get Ilya to sign something of mine? Seems like you can't swing a stick in Crossbell for hating an Ilya fan. It would be weird. If I can find the right time, maybe I'll give it a shot. You shouldn't try to abuse that, because it could wear on their friendship. My head. It's like I can sense when Cerrone is out there doing something utterly moronic. Oh goddess, have I developed some kind of Cerrone-specific sixth sense from all the time I spent around here? Surely Cerrone can at least take someone's temperature, right? On second thought, I'll check on her later. Uh-oh. Oh, Lloyd, spectacular timing. I just managed to get my hands on 2 tickets for Arkansas's show next month. If you're free, won't you go with me? Really? Thanks, Cecile, I'd love to. Can't say exactly when I'll be free due to work and all that, but I definitely want to go if I'm able to. Music to my ears. In that case, I'll be sure to keep this ticket just for you, Lloyd. Judging by how impressive that praxis looked, the real deal must be out of this world. Oh. Planning dates while on the job, are we? Very professional, Lloyd. Lloyd, you lucky son of a bitch. Man, those glares could practically burn a hole through me. Especially Ellie's after what I said. I really hope we'll be able to see Arkansas's new show together, Lloyd. You had better find some time, okay? Sure. I'll try my best. After finding out that Cecile is friends with Ilya Pladier, the rest of the nurses have gotten their panties in a bunch. Honestly, if they really must fixate over something about Cecile, I wish it would be her incredible work ethic. Indeed. Alright, let's find Cerrone. What's she doing to someone? Okie dokie, time to take your temperature for today. You ready? I'll just stick this thermometer in real quick. Excuse me, miss, I'm perfectly okay with you taking my temperature, but why do you have 10 thermometers? Well, if I accidentally break one while taking your temperature, I'll have plenty of backups. It's a foolproof plan. I have a bad feeling about this. This many thermometers, it's no sweat if I make a mistake or two. I've got everything under control. How in the world does she manage to break the thermometer every single time? Oh, thankfully she didn't put it anywhere weird. 10 of them at once. Sometimes you almost don't want to leave this place. It's just too comfy. On top of that, the doctors and nurses are so nice to everyone. I think I can manage to extend my stay. So it'd be like, you know, glass shattering underneath his armpit, right, is where she's putting it. Times 10. Having light coughing fits, are we? Be sure to take your medicine later. No excuses. Okay. Hey, doctor, what are you going to do during the festival? Now that's a good question. I suppose I could always pack up my tackle box, sit down somewhere, cast my line, and wait for the fish to bite. You aren't going to go to the actual festival? Nope, I don't care too much for the hustle and bustle of the festival. After all, crowds drive the fish away. You really like fishing, don't you? Now, I know the anniversary festival brings heap of work along with it, but I sure would love it if a chance to slack off presented itself. Boy, oh boy, being a doctor isn't everything it's cracked up to be. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to go to the anniversary festival. What's wrong with Kiddo? Can we help? Gable. You know, next month's anniversary festival is fast approaching us, and with it comes that event. Hey, I can hardly wait. You hope it isn't toxic stuff in the things? You mean what, mercury? Isn't it mercury? Last year I was only able to take part in it thanks to my ties with Speaker Hartman. Hey, I can hardly wait. It's something you say with 100% definite knowledge, yeah, it's definitely mercury. But you say it in a let's play, during a let's play or something like that, or when you're being filmed, and then it all of a sudden becomes like a question I'm saying something definitive. This is a chance to be absolutely dumb in someone's eyes. Every time. Oh, is that you, special support section? We changed the room. No, we didn't change the room around. I thought it was the other way around. We didn't even open our mouths yet. Aha, I thought I recognized the sound of those footsteps. I can remember the footsteps of distinct people like you and Cecile quite well. You can tell who we are just from our footsteps. That's really impressive. I'm glad you think so. But to tell you the truth, every individual has their own way of walking. For example, bracers who come to visit me often, like my father, walk as if they are always on guard. Guess we sound pretty vulnerable then. How demoralizing. Shut up, you two. Anyone is going to seem outclassed when compared to someone like Arios. Did I say something rude? No, that's not it. It just reminded us that we still have a lot of room for improvement, that's all. Oh, glad I could help. By the way, what does the sound of someone who walking like they're on guard sound like? At least we can get the sound right? Then we shuffle in a way that just gives even more openings. I can never say something stupid? Oh, wait, yeah, exactly. I say it all the time. Studies say that the color green is quite soothing to people, so in order to bring a little peace of mind to our patients, we had a lot of flowers and greenery planted in and around St Ursula. Studies say that just saying that again. I like trees. I like the trees. It is good. But even the bark of that tree is green. Got a bit overboard, aren't we? Right, I know that this lady hasn't overslept today. But we've already seen her, so we should know she's not there. Well, is anyone here? Nope. I'm taking the day off, but I can't neglect my studies. My roommate, Flora, always squeezes in some studying until it's time to eat, so I've got to keep that up too. My practical training is coming up next month. If I want any chance of wowing my professors, I have to start preparing now. It's full speed ahead on studying for me. There's no way I'm walking out of there without a perfect score. Hopefully. And we nearly got St. Ursula's complete. Honestly, it's hard to figure out what Dr. Gunther is thinking most of the time. First, I thought he was handing off some of his work to me to help me with my studies, but I'm starting to think he just didn't want to do it. That's it. Well then, you've struck it rich. Linden just got back and beeline straight to his room for some rest. It sounds like Dr. Gunther heaped a whole lot of work onto him, a whole ton of work onto him. Now that he's recovered from last month's attack, well, I guess you have to clutch onto every little bit of downtime you can get. I should probably go get some lunch. All this cleaning has left me completely starved. There was more people in places than I thought there'd be. That's for definite. No one else is out here. This is where we expect to find scratch marks on one of the other bars, but of course we know that truck is out of commission now. So that seems to somewhat neatly wrap up that quest line, doesn't it? The medical college's residents are unbelievably passionate. They even study while eating, if you can believe it. Study while you're young and you'll be able to have plenty of fun in the future. That's what I say. Maybe I should create a menu full of food known to stimulate the brain. That'd probably help the residents' studies. How about fish eyes? No thanks. I mean, I'll disagree. They might not. I've still got some time before our surgery lecture, so I think I'll grab a bite to eat while brushing up on the chapter. I'm often told that doing so is bad manners, but I can't help but feel that not multitasking is a waste of time. And that is St. Ursula's then. Whoever wants to eat some fish eyes. Nom nom nom. Delicacy in some places, to be sure, to be sure. Others, not so much. I will just imbibe myself some water. So where are we going to next? Well, we have West Street still to do. The entertainment district, the admin district. We leave Harbour District to last. So, we did Ursula's while doing a quest. Let's go to Bellguard Gate first. Work our way... Yeah, Bellguard Gate. West Street, so here. And then East Street, where we know there's a quest. Then we'll do the other bits and... Downtown District. Right? I probably should check out the middle bit of that as well. There you go, our schedule is set. After making so many deliveries in the city, I almost forgot that we deliver all the way out here too. Well, I'm sure the CGF members are waiting for their packages. Guess I better get to it. No double dialogue for you, sir. Over in the Nox Forest, you'll find the police academy and the prison. Wait, the police academy's next to... Okay. Our unit is in charge of security over there too, actually. I'm sure we'll actually go to the Nox Forest at some point then. Randy, up for a spa next time you stop by. Where's this coming from? Well, it's just, when you were stationed here, I never once beat you in any of our combat drills. Something about that rubs me the wrong way. It's like you ran away without giving me the chance to make things even. Just seriously hung up on that. Fine, but I'm a little bit busy right now. Remember, next time I'm game. My reputation as a member of the CGF hinges on this fight. Randy, don't you forget about our fight, okay? People kept telling me that Crossbell isn't safe for a woman traveling alone, but look at me, I'm safe and sound. Still, I guess present-day Crossbell is a lot safer than it used to be. I'm sure I'll be alright. On a prayer? Why would someone get you a military facility, though? I don't understand that. At least on the surface, we make a point of saying that we filter out some of the people who try to get in through this gate. However, you can also get into the Crossbell by the railway, and they don't conduct any sort of inspections at the station. As things stand, spies and the like from both the Empire and Republic can infiltrate Crossbell as they please. Great. In other words, the inspections we conduct here are nothing more than performances to keep the public happy. I drive my orbital car to the Empire and back all the time, so the constant inspections here are a real pain in my keister. Well, my car is still better suited for business trips than the bus or train. I suppose I can live with a few inspections every now and then. So does that mean they can never actually arrest you, really? Buses that travel to the Empire are few and far between. I'm not surprised given how expansive their railway network is. Coming to Crossbell is way more convenient when traveling by train. Job done. We've already spoke to you because you go back and forth. Bellguard Gate doesn't have the nicest atmosphere thanks to our commander. By contrast, Stella's candid, free-spirited personality is like a breath of fresh air from the goddess herself. Stella helps you run it all. Welcome everyone, feel free to look at one of our menus. Now, not that we have a whole lot to choose from at the moment though. They don't. I should probably check shop just in case. It's the hearty hot pot that we've already learned how to make. Crossbell Guardian Force weapons are basically split into two types. You have your stun halberds, which are used for close combat, and then you have your assault rifles for long range. Mastering both of them is a necessity for any soldier of the CGF. You know, I heard a rumor saying that Randy used to be the best of the best in the CGF when it came to stun halberds. Aha, what'd you say we just leave old stories like that in the past? Oh, but it's true. I saw you fight during combat drills, and man, you were in a class of your own. Stun halberds and assault rifles are both hard to handle, but they sure pack a punch. And let me tell you, I've never seen someone handle a stun halberd like Randy there does. He's downright incredible. Randy doesn't want to say how good he is. He's very modest. Leave him be. Poor Randy.